This is the story of Rootin Tootin Rangers. You can read along with me in your book. You will know it is time to turn the page when you hear the chimes ring like this. Let's begin now. One sunny fall day, Chip, Dale, and Monterey Jack headed for the police station to scout for new cases. Dale darted to a large oak and began filling his arms with acorns that had fallen during the night. Chip frowned.
Would you stop that? You're slowing us down. Someone could need our help.
Dale shrugged.
Okay, Chipper. I'll just hide these in the bushes. You guys can help me carry them on the way back.
But as he neared the bushes, Dale heard someone softly crying. Dale waved to his partners.
Rangers, ho! It sounds like someone needs our help right here.
Dale dashed into the bushes with Chip and Monterey right behind him. Alone in a small clearing sat a beautiful lady mouse, weeping into a delicate lace hanky. Chip removed his hat.
Excuse me, miss. My name's Chip, and these are my partners, Dale and Monterey Jack. You seem awfully sad.
Monterey nodded.
Perhaps we could be of assistance.
The lady mouse looked up through her tears.
You are very kind, gentlemen, but I am afraid no one can help me.
Monterey dropped to one knee before the beautiful mouse.
We're the Rescue Rangers, and we always come to the rescue. Please, miss, won't you let us try?
The lady gave him a charming smile.
Well, I suppose if such handsome and gallant gentlemen want to help, it would be rude of me not to give them a chance. My name is Hattie Marie. This morning, I was at the museum looking at the rare desert treasures of King Rootin Tootin. I was wearing my great-grandmother's diamond ring, and now look, the stone is gone. When I went back to the museum to look for it, the guards wouldn't let me in because the Rootin Tootin treasures are being packed up for a show in another city. I just know with all the commotion, Great Grammy's diamond will be lost forever.
Monterey held out his arm.
Come with me, Miss Marie. We'll return to Ranger headquarters and organize a search party.
Back at headquarters, Hattie Marie settled into a comfortable chair. Monterey brought her a plate of his best cheese.
Why, thank you, Mr. Jack. You are so kind to help a poor stranger.
Oh, think nothing of it, my dear. And please, call me Monty.
All the Rangers except Monterey gathered at a small table. Dale whispered.
Monty gave her his best cheese. That's not like him at all.
The other Rangers, Chip, Zipper, and Gadget, all quietly nodded in agreement. Gadget pulled out a brochure of the museum's layout.
Remember when we foiled Fat Cat's scheme to steal the treasures of Prince Mumbo Jumbo? We found a secret entrance right here.
She pointed to the north wall, just outside the Rootin Tootin exhibit room. Chip picked up the map.
You're right, Gadget. Zipper, you scout on ahead and see if the crack is still there. We'll get our gear and meet you by sunset. Rescue Rangers, to the rescue!
That evening, Zipper was waiting excitedly by the crack in the museum wall as the Rangers and Hattie Marie arrived. Chip checked with his Super Scout.
The museum just closed, and everyone's gone home. We'll have the place to ourselves. Good work, Zipper.
Hattie Marie looked up at the crack.
But it is so high. How will we ever get in?
No problem.
Chip uncoiled the cord he'd been carrying, and Zipper flew it up to the crack. He wedged it inside, and Chip tugged hard. The cord held fast.
I hope no one's afraid of heights.
Chip scaled the wall, and the others followed. The Rangers and Hattie Marie dropped down into the Rootin Tootin room. On the floor, something glittery winked at them in the moonlight.
There it is!
Monterey raced towards the shining object, but it turned out to be only a piece of glass. The Rangers peered around every crate and checked every inch of the room, but there was no trace of Hattie Marie's diamond anywhere. Monterey was crestfallen.
Oh, I was so sure we'd find it.
That means Great Grammy's diamond is gone forever.
Sadly, Hattie Marie turned away and stuck her hands in her coat pockets.
Wait! What's this?
From her pocket, she drew out a beautiful jewel.
Grammy's diamond! Why, I must have had it all the time. I'm so sorry to have bothered you.
Think nothing of it. All's well that ends well, eh?
Monterey winked at the other Rangers.
I think I ought to escort Miss Murray home to make sure nothing else happens to her. Thanks anyway, Zipper. But if anything comes up, I'll handle it on me own.
Early the next day at Ranger headquarters, Zipper urgently motioned for the Rangers to follow him outside. He pointed to the front page of a morning newspaper lying on the ground. Dale yawned.
It's too early to chase a litter bug, Zipper.
But Chip clapped his hand to his forehead.
Oh no! Look at the headlines! Someone stole the treasures of King Rootin Tootin last night.
The Rangers scrambled down for a closer look at the paper. Chip shook his head in dismay as he read the news.
There were no signs of forced entry, and no alarms were tripped. All the locks were open from the inside out, and now the most precious artifacts are gone.
Dale snapped his fingers.
It must have been an inside job. We gotta do something.
There is another possibility, fellas.
Gadget pointed to a dangling cord in the photo of the looted room.
Someone else knew about our secret entrance. It had to be Hattie Marie.
Dale frowned.
I knew there was something phony about her.
Monterey objected fiercely.
Now, hold on there, mate. You're jumping to conclusions. Miss Murray wouldn't hurt a fly. Oh, no offense, meant, pal.
Chip interrupted.
Hey, I got another idea. Remember what happened last year when Fat Cat almost got away with the treasures of Mumbo Jumbo?
Dale laughed.
Oh, yeah. We sure foiled him. Was he ever mad?
Chip pounded his fist into his hand.
I'll bet you anything old Fat Cat is behind this robbery. Come on, Rangers. Let's go.
The Rescue Rangers sneaked quietly into the rooftop gambling casino that was Fat Cat's headquarters. Fat Cat's minions were laughing gleefully. Meps slapped Mole on the back.
This is the life. One night's work, and we're on Easy Street.
Wart whined.
Why can't we split up the loot now?
Meps rapped the whining lizard on the head.
Anyone at home? Every cop in town is looking for those treasures. We gotta wait for the heat to die down.
Wart frowned in confusion.
What heat? It's freezing in here.
How wonderfully stupid you are. I am amazed you got away with anything.
The big boss himself leaned down from his desk and explained.
What Meps is trying to say, in his own rather simple-minded fashion, is that as soon as the public's interest in our little heist decreases, you will get your share.
Fat Cat held up his hand, admiring the ring of Rootin Tootin that now adorned his finger.
This is just the beginning. Now that Hattie Marie, the international spy, is working for me, we will get into everything, and she'll get those foolish Rangers to show us how.
Outside Fat Cat's hideout, the Rangers gathered to discuss their next move. Zipper tried to console his pal, but Monterey was crestfallen.
Miss Murray is a spy. She used us.
Since she used us, we'll use her. You can start by paying her a little visit.
Chip grinned at the former Romeo. Monterey held up his hands.
Oh, no, mate. I can't.
Sure you can. All you gotta do is...
Back at Ranger headquarters, Gadget rummaged through her makeup kit. She held up a jar filled with a white cream.
Golly, this will make a perfect base. cricket caper. I'll get some reflecting spray.
Chip and Dale carefully wrapped up the glass. As they started to carry it out, Dale reached for a handful of acorns. The glass wobbled.
Watch what you're doing. We don't want to break it before we get it out the door. I'm still hungry.
Dale grinned and munched his acorns as the three fearless Rangers made their way to Hattie Marie's. Meanwhile, Monterey Jack knocked at Hattie Marie's door.
Quick, lad, in the bushes. She must not see you.
Zipper flew quickly into a flower pot. The door opened. Hattie's eyes narrowed in suspicion, but then she broke into a smile when she saw her lovesick admirer.
Why, it's Mr. Monty. Have you come to rescue me again?
Monterey twisted his cap in his hands and tried to look shy.
If only I could, Miss Marie. But I'm afraid I won't be seeing you for a while. After the Rootin Tootin robbery, the museum has taken extra precautions, and we're going to help by guarding the treasures of Bally Arbor, which are even more rare and valuable.
More rare and valuable?
Hattie Marie thought quickly. She slipped her arm through Monterey's.
Monty, let's go for a walk.
She looked up to him and batted her eyelashes.
Promise me you'll be careful. It sounds so dangerous.
Naturally, but we rescue rangers are used to danger.
Monterey struck his best heroic pose and patted her hand.
Why, I remember the time.
Oh, but tell me all about how you are going to take care of the treasures of Bally Arbor. I want to hear every single detail.
She smiled coyly as Monterey began talking.
Well, you see.
As soon as Monterey and Hattie Marie turned the corner, Zipper signaled for the Rangers to hurry.
I knew she'd have exactly what we need.
Gadget pointed to a beautiful standing mirror.
Quickly now, change the glass.
Chip and Dale carefully lifted the old mirror out of its frame and replaced it with the glass they brought. Dale stood before it and waved at Chip, who was standing behind it. Chip waved back, copying Dale's gesture.
It works, Chipper.
Dale danced around merrily. Chip quickly hushed him.
I hear them coming back. Places, everyone.
The door opened, and Hattie Marie and Monterey Jack came in. As she walked by, Hattie patted her hair and glanced in the mirror. She stopped suddenly, and her eyes widened in horror. She stared at her reflection.
Oh, no! Look at me!
There in the mirror, she saw an old woman. Hattie's hands flew to her cheeks. The reflection did the same. It was Gadget, dressed just like Hattie Marie, but made up to look very, very old. Hattie Marie was desperate.
Monty, what is happening to me?
Monterey grabbed Hattie Marie by the shoulders and shook her sternly.
This proves you were involved in the robbery from the museum. Haven't you heard of the curse of Rootin Tootin?
Hattie shook her head in dismay, and Monterey explained.
The Wizard of Rootin Tootin cast a spell over the treasures to keep them from being stolen. Anyone who takes them from their proper owner will suddenly grow old. Fortunately, there is an antidote, but it's inside one of the bottles. If you want to be cured, you'll need to take us to the treasures.
Hattie Marie led Monterey and the Rangers to an abandoned train station at the edge of town.
They are inside. Now Fat Cat will lose his treasures, but I will be young and beautiful again.
Monterey winked as Gadget appeared to reveal her disguise. Monty frowned at the lovely spy.
You are as young and beautiful as ever. But in my eyes, you are as ugly as your deeds.
Hattie Marie lunged at Monterey, pounding her fists on his chest, but she knew it was useless. Dale grinned.
Come on, Rangers. We've got some police to tip off.
The recovery of the treasures of King Rootin Tootin was splashed across the morning newspaper's headlines. Chip congratulated his partners.
Another good day's work, Rangers. The treasures are safe, and we foiled Fat Cat once again.
Gadget agreed.
And we put that Hattie Marie out of business.
Monterey chuckled.
Her career in crime is over. Fat Cat knows she betrayed him, and she'll never be able to work for him or anyone again. Right?
Everyone shouted in agreement except Dale, who only nodded. He couldn't say anything because his mouth was too full of acorns.